Hey everybody, we're going to get going here in just a second. Welcome. Okay, well, welcome. Episode 34 here. It is the first stream post All-Star break here. So we'll talk a little bit about what happened in the All-Star break for the Tigers and just around the league. We are going to be talking about really what the Tigers' plan is moving forward as really the next big checkpoint, I guess, in the season is going to be the trade deadline in just about 2 weeks, a little under 2 weeks. And really, the Tigers we're still at a fork in the road a little bit, and there's a few different avenues that we can go, and there's also some really big series coming up, including the game we're going to be streaming today. First on the screen, I just want to give a huge thanks for all the different the various downloads we've had of these sliders over the course of the season, all the way back to the beta version, which is somewhere on one of these pages, all the way back from the beta that was starting back in March 16th all the way up to version 2.1. I thought it was 2.2, but I guess it's 2.1. So version 2.1 is the latest, greatest. The details of that are up on operationsports.com. So you can download the sliders from the vault. But again, that's not going to put every little setting in place. That's just going to adjust the sliders themselves. And give them an upload. I have no idea why it's so low. I think this is by far the best version. So, but yeah, vote how you want, I guess. It's no big deal. But again, thanks for all the positive feedback here. Version 1.9 seems to be the one of the most popular, also probably up there the longest. But again, that's just kind of looking at the vault under my name, which you can find just by searching in the vault itself, and you can get all those versions. But 2.2, I'm sorry, 2.1, right, is the latest version that's up in the vault. So yeah, that's that. And I think that's the most accurate one in Operation Sports. I'm guessing. If not, maybe there's a 2.2. I forget, but. Anyway, so that's that. We're going to jump right on into franchise play. We're going to talk about a few things first. So again, thanks for tuning in, everyone. I am Mike Lowe, simsportsgaming.com. That is a website where we just really host all kinds of different leagues, mostly PC leagues. We do have some console leagues that run throughout the year, including our Madden League, which will be starting off soon. So if you're interested, get in touch with us there. There's always an NBA 2K league, NBA 2K league floating around. There's an NCAA 14 league usually floating around for an online dynasty, all kinds of different stuff there. EA SHL team for NHL and so on. Golf club society, etc. So it's a place for people to come together. If you're looking for kind of a realistic experience, and more of a sim kind of franchise experience, or if you just want to kind of share what some of the things you're doing, that's the whole idea behind the website and whatnot. So, and that's what this YouTube channel is. There's a few people streaming here. We're always looking for people who want to contribute to the site and the YouTube channel. So if you're interested in that as well, reach out and we'll get you squared away. So what is going on and around the league? Well, of course, it was the All-Star break. The American League actually lost 3-1. The NL won 3-1. There was only one All-Star for the Tigers, and actually ended up being Miguel Cabrera. I don't think I can even look at this box score, but Miguel Cabrera had one at bat. I did jump into the game at that point. I took his at bat, and I popped out to the first baseman, basically, with a runner on base. So, yeah, it wasn't a great at bat, but that was the All-Star appearance. I was surprised that Jonathan Scope didn't make the team, but Miguel Cabrera did make it there instead. And Miguel Cabrera is a player that right after the All-Star game, I had a couple days off, obviously, and I was thinking like, maybe this could be a pretty cool thing to could we shop him around again and see? And I can't. I can tell you won the All-Star, the home run derby here. Just forgetting his name now. Mancini or something like that for Baltimore ended up winning it. What's his name? Trey Mancini. So this guy won the home run derby, which is, I guess, interesting in a way. The Tigers did not have anyone in it. Again, I thought Jonathan Scope would be in it, but he was not. Jonathan Scope was kind of like an all-star snub, in my opinion. But anyway, Mancini is the one who won the All-Star Home Run Derby. But I started shopping around Miguel Cabrera just to see, and there were two teams that actually showed some interest in him. And they're interesting trades, and this will kind of lead into, I guess, just kind of the fork in the road that the Tigers are going to be at. So again, just to give you an idea, Cabrera, still a really good contact hitter, just not a ton of power. His stats on the year, again, it's really, I mean, in my opinion, it's remarkable what this game allows you to do with the proper slider settings. I mean, if you look at his stats last year, I mean, look how darn close. We're off by 11 OPS total so far. And just about, I mean, almost the same amount of at-bats, right? I mean, we're getting there. So it's still about 80 or so at-bats off, maybe 20 games or so. He's been able to stay healthy, which is nice. Another reason why we're considering moving him. But again, the biggest thing with him is a humongous contract. Even for, I mean, this is huge in real life, right? But in this game, this is like an astronomical number. Huge amounts of money. But it's really the only big contract that we have left going into the offseason. We don't have a ton of, really big contracts. Like, we have some, but I mean, they're going to be coming off the books. Like Jordan Zimmerman, he's going to be gone. And things like that. So anyway, I started shopping Miguel Cabrera around, and I tried for prospects. No one's going to be able to afford it, so they said no. And so I just said, okay, well, just show me all your trades. And there were two teams that popped up, and I think one of them isn't really a good fit. It didn't really make sense when you look at kind of where the team is in the standings. And the other team was the Nationals. So the Cardinals, Nationals. So let me just kind of show you what we're talking about here. So of course the Tigers first. We are dead last in the Central. We're 8.5 games back. We have made some nice ground. We're 6-4 in our last 10 games, and so again, not really competing here. Not really looking like we're going to be in the run for a playoff position. But we will talk about that momentarily. The Cardinals, to me, it was like I don't see why on earth they would ever trade for Miguel Cabrera, so I very, very quickly dismissed them. But the Nationals did make sense when I started to look at this, and I said, okay, well. They're only a game above 500, but they're only a game and a half back of a Marlins team that's really been overachieving, and a Marlins team that, truthfully, I'd be surprised if they're able to hold on the entire season like that. They're really neck and neck with the Phillies as well as the Marlins, and even the Braves are in this mix. So this is a tough four-team division here. You look at the wild card, the Nationals a half game out. So I said, okay, that makes sense, but what about their lineup? Do they have a spot? Could they play Miguel Cabrera? Could a National League team actually find a spot? And if we look, they have Ryan Zimmerman hitting dead last, right? He's hitting 8th in their lineup, with the pitcher, of course, hitting 9th. It would definitely be an upgrade to get Cabrera, I would think, especially when you start to look at the stats. He is a free agent at the end of the year, so technically Cabrera could be a fit for them even beyond this year. It reunites him with a few former Detroit Tigers, or I guess one, right? Just Max Scherzer, of course, and Anibal Sanchez. So there are a couple of kind of reunion that could be taking place there. But really, the idea is that it would beef up their lineup a little bit. But again, that's a hefty price. But as I said before, I try to play fair, but at the same time, like if the game seems interested in this trade. And I mean, I played an online out of the park baseball league, and with real humans, there are crazy trades happening all the time that I've been a part of where I'm like, wow, I can't believe they made that trade with me. So that's just part of the game, right? So anyway, this is, if I just go to them and I say, okay, show me what you got here, what are we going to do? They've been offering us usually just one trade. And this is what it would be. So it's nothing. I mean, we're getting nothing back. But the key here is that Suzuki and Anibal Sanchez and I think Elias as well all have expiring contracts. So this is kind of like an NBA trade in a way, right? It would make, I mean, I don't even think any of these guys would even like be on the team. So Elias or Elias, however you say his name, he's a lefty, so maybe, right? Certainly, if we had a lefty go down, I mean, this would actually be a useful piece. He's arbitration eligible. He makes a little bit too much. I'm not sure if we'd offer him money, but this is a nice piece that we could give him a tryout. That night quirk's going to be nice for a Detroit team who plays a lot of night games. So this is not a bad piece. It's a priced piece, but it's not bad. Kurt Suzuki is on an expiring contract. He's a pretty decent player. He's doing okay. His defense is terrible. So, I mean, he could actually be a guy. We'd probably actually use him as like a DH. So, again, he could actually ride out the season. And then Anibal Sanchez would be pretty much just garbage. I mean, maybe he could upgrade our long relief position at this point. There's really not a whole lot. But, again, free agent at the end of the year. So, is it a deal I'm looking to make today? No. But would it make a lot of sense at the deadline if we're still 8.5 games back? Yeah, it really, really would. What's holding me back at this point is that we have some really, really important series coming up, right? So if we go back and look at the American League Central, White Sox and Cleveland, are the two teams here. It's kind of turning into a two-team race. We are 8.5 games back. We're 8 back of Cleveland. So if we keep that in mind, we have this series that starts today at home versus the White Sox, 3 games. Get an off day on Monday, and then it's 3 at home against Cleveland. So we have 6 games right here. Now, this is highly unlikely, but what if we won all 6 of these, and these teams went on a 6-game losing streak, including the 3 we beat them or something like that? That would put us at, what, 2.5 games back? And, again, very, very unlikely. But again, next week, we have another 3 versus the White Sox. So, what if we win 6 or 7 of these 9 games? It's going to tell us a lot. And it's really perfect timing because I think it's going to be, right up to the deadline. I think we might know a little bit more just based off of just time, right? We should know more about where this Tigers team stands. They've been playing a lot better this month here. You can see they are 1-2-0, 2-2, 3-2, 3-3, 4, 5, 6, 7-3, 7-4, and 8-4 for the month. So they've had a much, much better month. They're at 66%, and that would be, 6 out of these 9 games, basically. So it's going to be interesting to see. And again, 6 of the 9 are at home. So it's going to be very, very telling. The rotation, I'm just trying to follow the order of the game because unfortunately, I know the park has this nice feature where it lets you kind of adjust the next pitcher up, which of course you can just do by your order, but it literally would let you say, like, you can put the order however you want, but it would say your next starter is number 5, or it's number 2, or it's number 1. Like, you could basically identify who this would be. The game is going with our number 3 person, which is totally fine. I'm going to let Daniel Norris get the start because he's been our best starter this year. He has the worst stamina of the bunch, so it's not really the guy I would like to start the series off. But then we're gonna really this series is gonna go Daniel Norris, Casey Mize, and Kyle Funkhauser. So we're going with kind of the young guns here. And then after the off day, it'll be the Cleveland series. It'll be Turnbull, Fulmer, and Norris. So again, that's just kind of looking ahead of what we're gonna be doing. So yeah, it is kind of a crossroads of sorts for the Tigers here. But again, I think as we play each of these games, it's going to obviously reveal itself a little bit more. So with it being July, I do have the trade deadline set at 5. As I get closer to the deadline, I'll click this slider up to 9 and 10. All those details are up on the Operation Sports thread in their forum for this game. So, but it's going to be Gio Gonzalez versus Daniel Norris. We're going to jump right in here and talk baseball, talk real baseball, talk light sports, whatever people want to talk about. But I know people have enjoyed following this series. They've enjoyed the sliders, obviously. I'm getting a lot of good feedback on those. And again, thanks for the support with that for just a number of years, not just this year. But again, thanks for being loyal and making this game more enjoyable for everyone, not just the people using these sliders, but for me, anybody. I mean, this is all kind of a communal thing here that we're doing. So I think it's really, really cool. So we're going against a lefty today. With a lefty, I end up we sub in Jamer Candelario for Harold Castro is really the only big change. Everything else is ready to go, so we're just going to roll with it. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. Looking forward to your weekend. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're here. That would be super helpful. That's great. That gets the word out more. White Sox just 8 games above 500, first place team. A team that earlier in the season acquired from the Cubs, what's his face? The closer. Totally drawing a blank on his name. The guy used to pitch for the Braves. It's going to drive me crazy. Craig Kimbrell. There you go. So that's the guy we can keep an eye out for today. He's tough to hit for sure. While we're here, we'll adjust our pregame sliders here. Just 2 of them. That's it. We're set to go. There's Miguel Cabrera in the background there. There's a crazy fog in Detroit for some reason. Daniel Norris has been our best starter in the first half here. Of course, we're a little bit beyond just the halfway mark, but 92 innings. Just 90 hits in those 92 innings. 64 strikeouts in those 92 innings. So that's been a little bit low. But he's been getting the job done. Usually get about 5 innings out of him. Pretty low stamina.
The White Sox, the center fielder.
The White Sox have some good hitters for sure. That looks like 1 pitch, 1 out to start the game. I'll take that. This fog is crazy.
Batting second, the third baseman.
You gotta like 1 pitch out when you have a starter with 66 stamina. Try to pitch the contact. That's part of the reason why his strikeout numbers are a little bit lower. It's another reason why it's helpful to put your best defense behind a guy like this, even if you're sacrificing a little offense. So Candelario at third base, for instance.
Off the plate, ball 1.
Much better baseball the Tigers have been playing.
That's ball 2.
Four pitches, 2 outs, so that's a good start for Daniel Norris. Good start for the Tigers here. First game after the All-Star break.
The shortstop, Tim Anderson.
This guy's in the Tim Anderson's in the discussion for the MVP in the American League. He has been really damn good this year. Good breaking ball hitter.
Count is 1 and 2.
Very nice inning for Daniel Norris. Gio Gonzalez, 62 strikeouts in 79 innings. A whip of 1.49, a little high, ERA 5.01. It was not a great season for him. 5-4 record though for a first place team, so he's still able to hang in there and get the job done. Former national, of course.
Leading up for the Tigers, the right fielder, Victor.
And his repertoire, primary changeup. Primary pitch is a changeup, so again, that's something we'll be probably trying to be a little bit more patient today. That's a good pitcher, though.
Hey! 0-1's the count.
Okay, so 1 second. I'm gonna pause it really quick. My headphones keep like cutting in and out. It's kind of driving me crazy. I'm gonna try to just reconnect it. 1 second. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay. Looks like it's working. Hopefully it sounds a little bit better.
Batting second, the left fielder, Cameron Maybin.
Career high 16 home runs for Cameron Maybin. Ooh, wow.
Batting third, the designated hitter, Miguel Cabrera.
There is the Tigers All-Star this year. Talked about at the beginning of the episode, possible trade developing happening with the, I should say trade development possibly happening with the Nationals. Miguel Cabrera, that's the trade we're keeping an eye on. Just down in front of that.
Ball one. Two balls, two strikes.
Well, for all the line drive outs that Miguel Cabrera has had this year, we'll take those
The
when they
second
come.
baseman, Jonathan Go.
Probably been the Tigers' best player. Surprised he didn't make the All-Star game, but just a lot of depth at second base in the American League.
Ball, that's out.
That's the pitch we're looking for, especially with Scope being a good breaking ball hitter.
Ball, that's
But we need one over the plate, so in the meantime, we'll just work on the pitch count.
Ball, that pitch is out. No, ball four.
Batting fifth, the first baseman, CJ Crow.
Ball. Oh, that's off the plate. Ball two. Nope.
See if Miguel can make it, he should. Look at that zero speed hustling around.
Batting fifth, the shortstop, Nico. Good draw.
Ooh, I thought that was a change up.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
I haven't had to move my cursor very much today. It's been over the plate a lot, and that's what I've been trying to wait on. Alright, nice to see the Tigers. A little rally here with 2 outs. All with 2 outs. Single, walk, single, single. Scores
Batting
2 runs
seventh,
so far.
the center fielder, Joe Adele.
Joe Adele, brought over from the Angels in a trade earlier this month. Ooh. Swung a little too early. Good pitch.
Down, 0-2.
I think he's got a. Oh, he used to have a cord for that changeup.
Nope, that's a ball.
A lot of pitches for Gio Gonzalez here in the first. 30 pitches now. Making the same pitch. And just take a little chip shot on it.
Batting eighth, the third baseman, Jamer Candelario.
Again, inning started. First 2 batters recording outs. Three nothing Tigers. Again, these sliders that are up and involved on operationsports.com, there is legend difficulty for hitting, pitching. I don't think fielding has a difficulty anymore. Ooh, curveball. That was slower than the changeup. And I'll be checking comments in between innings while I'm pitching. Usually with hitting, I keep my phone away so I can stay focused here. Oh, just late. That's a good pitch to hit. Saw it, just waited too long. Ooh, I'm not sure how I missed that. I'm a little too early. We'll take it. Gio Gonzalez is pumped. Yeah, TJ brings up a good point. He says, recently I played a game in the pouring rain in my Rays season. I'm assuming that was an away game. He says, I wish they implemented rainouts and double headers the following day. Yeah, I totally agree.
The left fielder, Lowe.
Totally agree with that. it's something out of the park baseball has. It's a lot of fun and it creates a lot of strategy and balancing. Benito asks, Mike, have you changed your sliders? Yeah, I've changed them a number of times. We're up to the very beginning of the stream, up to version 2.1, which is in the vault, and I'm pretty sure that's the most accurate one. I could have swore it was 2.2, but I guess it's 2.1. It says, now your offensive productions have been increased. Yeah, we've just been hitting the ball better. I'm still keeping an eye on it. One of the sliders that I say is kind of an optional change. I mean, they're all optional. You can do whatever you want with them. I say contact at 5 unless you have kind of a weaker team. You could put it at 6, which is what I have it at. I'm keeping an eye on batting average ball in play because really I probably need to be kind of in between this with the Tigers. So I'm keeping an eye. Even the games I'm scoring higher runs lately, or at least more consistent runs like you saw that inning, the batting average ball in play will still even out to around 300 or so. But I'm definitely keeping an eye on it. So if you're seeing too much offense, just click that down to 5. Yeah, totally good call out, Benito. All right, so here we go. So we spot Daniel Norris, a 3-run lead here going into the second inning. Daniel Norris, I have mentioned on previous streams, I believe he has the largest feet in baseball, at least according to his avatar here. I mean, look at the size of his damn feet. And I'm not talking like, it's not like they're Shaq like size 17 or whatever the hell he wears. I'm just saying like the girth of his feet are crazy. Look at those things. I just can't get over how big those damn feet are. Not a good pitch. Right at Nico Goodwin. Looks like that.
That is it. The right fielder.
Ryan, the runs came in. Ryan's just joined us, our moderator here. Hey, Ryan. The runs came in. Tigers' first 2 hitters got out, and then it was a single, a walk, single. That's how the runs came in. So, slapping the ball around a little bit. Big game for the Tigers. We talked about at the beginning of the stream, trying to really, it's our last little push here to see if we can try to make something of the season. We have 9 games over the next 4 series against the first and very, very close second place team in our division. And so we're going to let those games play out. Daniel Norris just cruising today. We're going to let those games play out and then see. But Miguel Cabrera's name has come up in some trade talks that we looked at the beginning of the stream, so there's a lot going on, even for a last place team here. And there have been teams that have definitely had really, really bad first halves and a rebound in the second half. So just 20 pitches so far. I like to see that from Daniel Norris and his 66 stamina. Yeah, thanks for tuning in on Friday night here. Figured this would be a good night to stream.
The catcher.
First game after the All-Star break. Right on schedule with the original real-life schedule, at least. I want to create a guy with like 99. Oh, you can't see it. There's a tiger on the top of the scoreboard, right? See it up there? What I was saying is I want to like put it in rookie mode and like create a guy with like 2 billion power, like whatever the highest you can create with any kind of like equipment or whatever, and to see if you can like try to get up there and hit that tiger. Probably not. It'd be one hell of a hit.
Nope. Ball four.
Okay, so Gio Gonzalez is picking up in the second, where he spent a lot of time in the first, which is just not being very effective.
Right hand.
4-pitch walk to our 9-hitter. Might be a good time to try the old bunt for hit here with the infield playing back, first baseman holding. We'll see. Usually don't do it on the first pitch.
Ball one, no play.
But I do like to do it in this count. Kind of figure you might be getting a strike. You have it just about a split second, right? So bunting the R stick to the right. I'm going to try to hit it to the right away from the lefty pitcher. Got to make sure it's a strike though. That's going to be a pretty good bunt. It's going to be safe. So again, the key there is, again, just knowing the situation, knowing the circumstances. The hardest part of that is holding the right stick. It's really weird.
Maybe.
And also, you have even less time than normal to decide if it's a ball or strike, because you can still not bunt at it. But I mean, you have a split second to decide. Ah, that ball dropped too far. Well, Gio Gonzalez needed that, and at least it wasn't into a double play. That was one of the reasons I took a swing at it, as I knew I could get under it.
Designated hitter, Miguel.
Cameron Maiden doesn't hit lefties that well, surprisingly. So I figured that was a good pitch for him. Even though it was a little out of the zone, it felt like it was a pitch he could get to. Only 2 doubles in the season. So here's one of the rare times when the pitcher has a primary changeup that I will switch to look to a fastball. 2-0, 3-1 counts. And there it is, but out of the zone. Again, one of the trickier things is when you get the pitch you're looking for, the other part's got to be location. Location is probably more important. I'm gonna take a pitch here. Still watching it come in. I like taking 3-1s because you're still going to get a pretty good pitch to hit. I'm sorry, I like taking 3-0 because you're going to still get a good pitch to hit here at 3-1. So look at fastball here. We get a changeup and we adjust. And unfortunately it's an out. So we're going to try and tag it.
The batter, number 8, second baseman, Jonathan. Go!
Sorry, I accidentally took a lead off first. I didn't want to do that. Good grief. He is throwing that pitch a lot. And when you see it, you really get a good hack at it, but just 79 mile an hour change up there.
Nope. 1 ball, 1 strike.
50 pitches now for Gio Gonzalez here in the bottom of the second. Ooh, 2 pitches. I thought it was a change up there. So no lead. AI will throw over at the where we have the slider at for pickoff attempts. I think it's at 9. Oh, good pitch. Not a good at bat for Scope. Gio Gonzalez pumped again. I guess he could be pumped this inning though.
Leading off for the White Sox,
James
the
McCann,
catcher,
former
number
Detroit
33,
Tiger.
James McCann.
Hasn't played much this year. 667 batting average.
Ball.
Must have been hurt for them. They hit lefties well, though. Even with the Tigers, hit lefties pretty well. Oh, these fans here at Comerica Park. Good grief. One of the tougher things to, if you got kids in baseball or you're teaching young kids baseball, it's pitchers covering first base. It's one of the toughest things to get kids to remember is just when a ball's hit to that side, you just run. Just start running. Run towards the base. You might not need it. You know, they might not need you, but you need to be there. Every once in a while, you even see major leaguers just kind of have kind of a brain fart on that. They won't be there to cover it, or they think the hit's going to get through and they don't go. Things like that. Two pickouts again. Daniel Norris sharp.
Batting ninth.
The more innings we can just shut down a first place team, the better. So the 900 for the White Sox, Nick Madrigal. They'll probably put the ball in play, and again, if you're worried about pitch count, just let them do it. Trust your defense. Try to use movement to your advantage. You're not going to blow everything by everyone, especially at 91. There you go. Alright, Daniel Norris, 3 strong innings. All we really need is 5. We might be able to get 6 out of him today. Yeah, catchers have a ton, because really at the same time, the catchers should be running down to first base. Again, especially if you're talking younger kids and whatnot, if you have kids who play Little League or you're coaching young kids, you're going to need someone backing up throws to first base. I mean, that's inevitable, and that's usually the job of the catcher. So you don't see it a ton in the majors. I mean, you see it, you know, they kind of head out that way. But I mean, there's walls in the majors, right? I mean, the ball usually is bouncing back pretty quickly to a first baseman. So
leading up for the
yeah,
Tigers,
catcher communicates a ton. It's something that'd be kind of cool if you heard it more in this game, or if it was a responsibility that you were able to kind of do. You know, calling out throws and whatnot, with like runners on first and third, things like that, bunt situations. Tim Anderson having a great year for the White Sox. And that changeup comes inside. It almost looks like a slider the way it moves. So it's just little things like that you can pay attention to. See a little bit of slider, even while it's hanging outside. And that's one of the probably the most well-done things about this game is that each pitch, really from each pitcher, has a little bit of different movement, because if you go into the edit players section, each pitch has different ratings, right? Velocity, there's movement, accuracy, I forget what they're actually called, but there's different settings for break and so on. There's different ratings for each pitch within a pitcher, and that's a really, really nice feature that's not really talked about a whole lot. Another thing, talking about the contact slider, and you know, if your team's getting too many hits, I mean, the tale of, you know, the whole season you need to be looking at. So you can still calculate your batting average ball in play over the course of a month or 2 weeks, things like that, of course the whole season. Oh, are you kidding me? That's definitely a ball.
Now batting, shortstop, Nico.
There's the division stand as we talked
Draw.
about. The Tigers could make some noise here. I mean, heck, if they swept this series, they'd be 5.5 back from at least the White Sox. Whether they stayed in first place or not, it's up to Cleveland. Oh,
I got the count 0 and 2.
the other thing too is, right, you're looking at going back to that contact slider. It's things like swings and misses. Now, you know, the previous swing was just a bad swing, but foul ball percentage. There's all these little things that come into it. So, but all those details, if you're looking to see like what I track to set this, how I track it for my team, how I recommend you track it for your team, that's all up on Operation Sports MLB The Show slider form. All the details there. It's working. I mean, I've played every pitch of every game. This is the third time I've played a whole season, hopefully. And it holds up, surprisingly. We looked at Cabrera's real-life numbers versus his season last year. And just very, very, very accurate. Really wild. Just out front there. Starting to throw that fastball more often. I think he's on to the fact that we're always looking for that changeup.
Now batting, center fielder, Joe Adele.
Check his pitch confidence here. Yeah, he's got a lot of confidence in that four-seamer. And so this at bat, I had changed looking for that fastball, which is why I was able to lay off that changeup. And there's the fastball. So again, little adjustments. Off the wall, his speed will easily get to second base. So little adjustments there, right? If I was looking change up there, that would have been late.
Third baseman,
I would have swung under it.
Candelario.
There's a very good discipline rating that helped me to lay off that pitch. I think most of the Tigers, that would have been a check swing strike. Or just a swinging strike. Or the ball put in play. Now what do you look for here? Sometimes you look for both, right? It's the simple approach of look fastball, react to changeup. Good pitch. Thought that was the high fastball, so did not adjust. Oh yeah, hey Kay's saying he enjoyed my little Twitter clip I sent out of Diamond Dynastying the AI. I actually scored on an infield hit from second base against the AI. That's up on my Twitter from probably last week or something. That was funny. Just the AI got stuck in some animations and I had a good base runner and I rounded the base and sure enough he was safe at home on the slide. And actually we needed it. That was a game I think we won by one run. if I'm thinking of the right game.
Ball 1. Count 1-0. Two and 0. Ball 3. 3-0. Three balls, one strike. Hey! We got 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, take that after starting off the at-bat 3-0.
Now batting, the third baseman, Yoan Moncada.
Look at those shoes. You can see them from here, Daniel Norris's shoes. They're huge. Should get to that. Lost it well. 39 pitches.
Up next for the White Sox, the shortstop.
2 outs here in the fourth, so he's in good shape so far. And there's the, again, in the running for the American League MVP, Tim Anderson.
That's inside.
No, I don't believe in jinxes, so I can say it. He's got no hitter. He's got a perfect game through 4 innings. I'm not superstitious, so I don't believe in jinxes or hoaxes or
leading up for the Tigers,
comeback codes, anything like that.
Austin Roman.
Cooled off since the first inning. Benito jinxed us. Speaking of jinxes.
Count 1 and 2.
Ball up there, you gotta watch to make sure it's not a curveball breaking back over the plate. This is a really good pitch to hit if it is. I had to foul that off. Still waiting for that changeup. It's his primary pitch, so I don't want to give up on it, even though he's got a lot more confidence in the four-seamer. He will throw it. There it was, inside though.
What do you got?
Oh, another one. Just got under it though. So I still like contact at 6 though, at least for this team, at least the way I'm playing. They're better at this game than me. I mean, 5's probably really good fit for you. I think, you know, again, it just balances out. You have to look at sample sizes. You can't just look at the first inning of this game.
Outside, that's a ball. Ball. 2-0.
That time we got a breaking ball in the 2-0 count, which is what I was looking for. Waited a little too long. Now I'm looking fastball. Ooh, come on. You gotta look for both. Nice play from Anderson. Great with the bat, great with the glove.
The left fielder, number 4, Cameron Maven.
Career high 16 home runs this year for Cameron Maven. Hasn't been a full-time starter very often in his career. What, his third stint with the Tigers? Originally drafted by the Tigers, traded for Miguel Cabrera. There's that hanging curveball. It is hanging a little too much, a little too high. I would just pop that straight up. Looking for more over the plate. Look for everything now. 90th pitch here. Alright, well. Eddie Whitney is going to talk to us. This is always my chance to remind you to check out our Discord at simsportsgaming.com. We are in there talking about all kinds of different games. There's various leagues that are running. Check us out. Discord is really where all the activity is happening for the Sim Sports gaming community. Again, a community just built around people like us who like playing sport games, but more in kind of the franchise mode setting, in a realistic setting, whether that's on the PC, console, etc.
Leading off
so
with the
check us out.
The left fielder, Eloy Jimenez.
Oh, that's off the plate. One ball, one strike.
Now batting, the right fielder, Nomar Mazara.
Whoa, that's down. Yeah.
Hasn't thrown very many first pitch strikes, it seems, today. It seems like a lot of them have been balls.
Two balls, one strike. Ball that time.
I'm going to go to the changeup there.
Ball four.
The first base runner. I don't
Now
care
batting,
one bit about
the first
perfect game or no hitter. He's not going to
is
pitch 9 innings, so it
Abreu.
didn't matter to me. Not worth getting him hurt. He doesn't have the stamina for it, so.
Ball that time. 1-1. Inside, ball two. I got to count 2-2.
I've never seen the AI run in a 2-2 count or a 3-2 count unless there's 2 outs. like ever. It's kind of weird. They run really early. They love to hit and run. That'd be a tough play. He's going to get there at all. And make a really weird animation trigger. I don't think I've ever seen a ball player
Now batting.
make a play like that.
James.
Strange one.
McCann.
Oh, that's out. Foul ball, that's out. Hey. Count 2-1. He's good.
The pickoff artist quirk, I'm always curious to see if I could ever pick someone off with it without the extended lead. An article I wrote a week or two ago was talking about, that's one of the things I'd really like to see this game improve, is kind of a cat and mouse game between pitcher and base runner. It's really robotic right now. I mean, he hit L1 to take a little bigger lead, but it's probably a little bit too bigger of a lead, and I just wish it was a little bit more organic, where if I wanted this to kind of shuffle over a little bit more, I could. It'd just be a nice little adjustment.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Not a good pitch.
Out.
No, he's got the no-hitter still. Pretty wild. I mean, like I said, I just want to win this game, so
Your attention, please.
I'm just happy that he's
Now
got 5
pitching for Chicago.
shutout innings.
Number 50.
So they go to their bullpen. We can make the slider adjustments that are talked about up on Operation Sports. Read that if you'd like more info on what we're doing there.
Leading up for the Tigers, the designated hitter, Miguel
Sinker
Cabrera.
baller. So he'll be going harder than Gio Gonzalez here. Definitely harder. Got the outlier quirk, so pitches well when his team's behind as well. So it's a smart move here by the AI. This fastball's got a little sinker movement to it, that kind of right to left movement from a right-handed pitcher, from the hitter's point of view. Oh, I think that was the slider. That was going to go a long way if it was the slider. Looking right over the middle of the plate.
Inside ball 1. Oh, that pitch is out.
The batter, number 8, second baseman, Jonathan. Go!
Good pitch.
No ball, 2 strikes.
A lot of movement on that sinker.
One ball, 2 strikes.
I checked that swing on the sinker because it was coming in on my hands. It probably would have broken the bat from when I was aiming.
Ball in.
100 miles an hour in the sinker there. That's a crazy pitch. Yeah. A lot of movement on that. I thought I was going to catch the corner. It came way in.
Now batting, the first baseman, C.J. Lowe.
So again, I like contact at 6. It should have been a strikeout, and it was. Ooh, move the cursor away. I think that was the slider again.
Ball 1.
Yeah, Jimmy Cordero's a good pitcher.
1 ball, 1 strike.
I would think he'd be good in Diamond Dynasty, but I'm sure he's only like a 92 or something, so he's probably useless. Good grief. That looks like a changeup. Whew, he's good.
Leading off for the White Sox, the designated hitter, Luis Robert.
Yeah, exactly, Kay. Okay, so his Diamond Dynasty players are only good at 98 or above, right? Pretty much. So I don't really play that mode. It'd be cool if you need the guys like Jamer Candelario or Jimmy Cordero or, you know, I mean, and I think that's one of the reasons why I don't know anyone else in the world. I loved it. The first year Diamond Dynasty was a thing. It was fictional players. And so you'd open a card pack and you'd get some guy named like, you know, Steven Norris or whatever. And it was just awesome. Like, and you could kind of build them up a little bit. And it was just, but then like certain players you can only build up enough. Like if they're like a bronze level and there was like, I guess diamond level or something. I can't remember, but, that was just so cool. It was awesome. Give me fictional and give me private league with Diamond Dynasty, and I'll start playing it. Cause in SSG, we could have our own little league set up. We could have like a draft with fictional players, and each season could carry over, and they could, you know, you could do a little entry draft, like a 3-round draft of like new players, maybe just 2 rounds, almost like an NBA draft. So you'd have like your 15 teams in the league or whatever, and you'd each, or even just 1 round. It just generates like a, you know, nothing crazy, like a young, you know, maybe the first overall pick's like a 72 overall, and you have to kind of build them up over the seasons. You know, by the end of the round, you're probably drafting like low 60s players or something like that. And that would just be a lot of fun.
Don't do it again.
The
Dang
center
Lawrence.
fielder, number 28.
5 2/3 so far. No hits. Not worried about jinx. Don't believe in jinxes, especially in a video game. Just want to get the win. That's the focus here. Through 6 no hit innings. I would love for us to get a bigger lead because I don't mind letting him pitch a little bit. His pitch count's pretty good. But we want to get the win too. We have a pretty decent bullpen. So he's gonna. If we let him pitch, it's gonna be a very, very short leash unless we get
for the Tigers,
more runs here.
the shortstop, Nico. Good draw.
It's not him that'll be Xavier's game though. Let's see if Nico can take advantage of that left field here.
Count 1 and 2.
Let me switch to contact swing here. I love him just put it in play over there. That was a contact swing. Jeez.
Now batting, the center fielder, Joe.
Could say, well, it might have been a home run with a regular swing, but it probably would have been a swing and miss. So there's proof there, though, that contact swings are even good for sac flies.
Nope. Ball 1. No, that's
2 hits for Joe Adele today, a single and double. Make that 3. And around the base, but fielded cleanly, goes into the single. That ball's bobble with his speed, I could probably get to second, so you want to keep an eye on that.
The third baseman,
Plan for a double, but
Gamer.
let him stop you.
Candelario.
Candelario doesn't hit righties great, but good defender, so 3-run lead here, getting late. Losing the punch hit here. The other thing with contact at 5, I just was never seeing perfect swings. It was really, really, really rare. A pretty big windup. Could look to try and steal the base here. Ooh. I feel like he could have had that if he just ran. Had a really good jump. And he's still out. That's with the slider at 7. Got a pretty good jump. I held that pitch just because he had, or I took that pitch because I thought he was going to be safe. Grief. Well, it's a 97-mile-an-hour fastball, but
That's a ball. Perfect.
third walk for the Tigers, I think. At least the third walk.
Now batting, the catcher, Austin Roman.
He's a good first pitch hitter. He's got that quirk, and that pitch is right down the middle.
Now batting, the right fielder, Victor Reyes.
Would have scored Joe Adele if we didn't steal.
Off the plate, ball 1.
But you never know. I'm going to check Daniel Norris's pitch count. He will have a short leash. If he gives up a hit, probably going to be switching him out.
Leading off for the White Sox.
Maybe got 9 more pitches or so.
Yohan Moncada.
Ah, come on.
The batter, number 7, shortstop, Tim Anderson.
Where's the first hit?
Now batting, left fielder, Eloy Jimenez.
Just one hit for Daniel Norris.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Now pitching for the Tigers, number 65, Xavier Cedeno.
So in that play there, you're not too worried about the one run. Good speed. He was going to score. Don't want to happen is that base runner to get the second base. So that run will get credited to Daniel Norris. So he picks up a hit and a run. And this game just got a lot more interesting. Oh wow. Alright, that's how you throw those 2 pitches out of the zone often.
Now batting, the first baseman, Jose Abreu.
So the strategy here, because he has only, he's going to pitch, so I'm going to slightly pitch around him. If he gets himself out, great. If not, we bring in the righty. But I guess what I'm saying is, I don't care if I walk Jose Abreu. But I'm not just going to throw him all balls. I mean, I do want to try to just get him out. Think he's swinging at this? I think he is. So I'm just not going to put over the plate. Yeah, he was. Oh, he couldn't get to it. Come on, get the ball in, dummy.
The catcher,
Good White Sox
number
team.
33.
Getting good.
McCann.
Rays almost got there. Well, we also get our pick of who we want to pitch here too. With 2 outs, I mean, we're just going to go. Still got a little power. 54 clutch. And he's guaranteed for a strikeout. Not guaranteed, but I'm going to bring in Alex Wilson.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Tigers.
Really
Number
could
31,
be.
Alex.
I mean, hell, he's probably next in line to try a closer. If Jimenez has been pitching a lot better, but he's pitched pretty well. Former Tiger James McCann looking to tie the game here, or possibly more. I'm throwing a high fastball here. Way high. Now we can go back to that slider. There it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join us for the traditional 7th inning stretch.
Alex Clone comes on for the White Sox. 48 innings, 48 strikeouts, just 17 walks. Great ratio. 3-1.
Leading up for the Tigers, the left fielder, Cameron Maybin.
Good pitcher at night. That'll work in his favor, and tough to get hits off of. 91 hits per 9 rating. Go ahead and just hang that cutter over the plate. Ooh, there it was. Ooh, good pitch. I thought that was going to break right out of the zone. Like down low.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Miguel Cabrera.
Pretty slow, he's going to beat it out. Take it. Miguel Cabrera has been 2 kind of scrubby hits today, but
The batter, number
whatever.
8, second baseman, Jonathan Go.
It's a tough call, because Cabrera could bat again in the 9th. We're not going to do anything. Actually, I think we are. I mean, he's twice as fast. But, yeah, we still think good health.
Your attention, please. Now running at first for the Tigers, number 40.
Big improvement to catcher defense this year. That was something I was harping on a lot last year with this game. Big improvement. Still needs a little bit of work, but I mean, huge improvement. Well, there's that. Sometimes those work out, sometimes they don't. On the ground, it would have worked out. If it was in the gap, you would have easily scored.
Leading off for the White Sox, the designated hitter, Luis Roberts. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Now pitching for the Tigers, number 45, Buck Farmer.
Hey! 0-1's the count. No ball, 2 strikes.
Up next for Chicago, the second baseman, Nick Madrigal.
Do you think if that was real, like they just pound their glove like that, the whole, like, hey, stand here for 30 seconds, we need some footage. Seems like any defensive subs we want to put in, but no, I think we're good. It's going to be a tough ninth inning for Joe Jimenez.
Number 28, Lowe Garcia.
Count, 0-2. The count is 1-2.
Wow. All right. We shut them down for one more inning. It's a really good White Sox team. And a not very good Tiger team.
Your attention,
We'll have
please.
to get another run here.
Now pitching for
Joe Jimenez
Chicago,
is
number
usually good
32,
for a home run.
Kyle Frick.
So let's look at what they got coming up. Oh boy. Almost tempted to let Nick Ramirez close out the game today, but you know, clutch rating comes into play big time, right? 71 versus Ramirez is 41, so but that home run per 9 of 51. But you gotta trust your guy. You know what I might do is I think I'm gonna let Buck Farmer pitch to Moncada. Yeah, we'll see.
Now batting, the shortstop, Nico. Good draw.
A lot of room over there. But really, it's still looking to pull with this guy. Try to put over the fence if we can.
1-0.
He's got the power to do it. I would love another run.
That's ball 2.
2 fastballs and a slider. I mean, you're pretty much looking at one speed and just a slight adjustment for the slider. So sometimes these pitchers are the easiest ones to hit.
Ball 3. I got 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike.
You held up.
Where you got?
You'll walk for the Tigers. So take that.
Now batting,
3 for
the
3,
center
Joe
fielder,
Adele.
Joe Adele.
Ball 1, no strike.
That's for sure. Nobody out here, I'd probably bunt one of the rare times. But with
Now
one out,
back,
it doesn't really
the
do
third
a lot
baseman,
of good.
Gamer.
It's a tough call because Candelario is definitely our worst hitter in the lineup. He is one of our better defenders, but not a lot of balls get hit to third base, so we are going to pinch hit here for Mr. Harold Castro.
Your attention, please. Pinch hitting for the Tigers, number 30, Harold Castro.
I think he actually has that pinch hitting quirk, doesn't he? Oh, he doesn't. I thought he did. Sometimes those quirk menus are different outside of a game. I swear he had that.
Oh, that's out.
Get a good pitch hit here. Oh. Safe. Everyone's safe. Wow.
Now batting,
Take
the
it.
catcher, Austin Roman.
67 clutch. We're going to go Christian Stewart here.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. Pinch hitting for the Tigers, number 14.
Just in case he blows this game open a little bit. Yeah, I got a Daniel card. No. Okay. See a sack fly here.
0-1 for the count.
Oh, good grief.
4-2 is the count.
Oh, I thought it was going to hit him. Almost. That's gone. Right down the middle. Christian Stewart, that's like a second pinch hit grand slam like this week. Maybe it's a 2-run shot. No, I think he hit a 2. He hit a game-winning 2-run homer. Pinch hit home run just like that. So this would be cool, like if he could start acquiring that pinch hit quirk. Because that's this week, 2 pinch hit home runs that were huge. That just won us the game for sure. That should be hope. Fighting off a lot of pitches, and finally got one. Didn't miss. That just, a lot of it comes down to, of course, player ratings and stuff too, but even as you're playing this game,
number 31, Matt.
You know, it's important that you stay calm too, right? I mean, you just stick to your game plan.
Now batting, the right fielder, Victor Reyes.
That was, I think, the first home run of the game for either team. Powers at 4. Again, there's a lot of reasons why that contact's at 6. It works really well with some other adjustments. Just missed that.
Next up, 2-2.
The left fielder, number 4, Cameron Maybin.
Wow, state of the franchise saying he had a game that was 35-4, wondering what my craziest score was. That is a Madden score for sure. Season the team house control. Oh, that was a sim game. Lost the game 35. Wow. No, I've never seen it like that. Probably like 13-12. I think I had a game this year. I think we won. That's crazy. Kay, I'm not sure if you're referring to State's comment there or mine, but he says, I've never seen that sort of poor choice on the computer's part. I'm not sure. It should get through. I love seeing those seeing eye singles. You don't see those on default sliders. Or at least I never did.
The batter, number 40.
Fielding range. He probably would have gotten to that. It'd been one of those throws from his butt. No reason to steal here. I don't want to risk the injury. So I was saying, right, the trouble with bringing in a pitcher like Matt Foster is he kind of throws one speed. I'm sorry, not Matt Foster, the guy before. Threw one, really just kind of one speed, and he got lit up by Christian Stewart on the grand slam. Sergio Alcantara, I changed the color of his elbow pad because it was like baby blue. It was weird. I think some other equipment that was kind of strange. Oh, his glove. I'll fix that.
That's ball 2. 3 balls, 1 strike. We got 3-2.
Terrible swing. Even with power at 4, right? A guy with 29 power. You can see up there, he's got 1 home run. So anything's possible. He's only been on the team less than a month. Good swing there. Good pitch to hit, but just underneath it. Kay was talking about the double play that it wasn't going to be a double play. It was too weakly hit, but I don't know if they had a play at first base or not. Let's go back and fix my catcher here.
Now pitching for the
So
Tigers.
every Tiger position player is going to get into the game today.
Lucas.
I feel I want to give some time off too. I feel like Christian Stewart deserves he deserves to run out to left field this inning, right?
Ladies and gentlemen,
Let
your
Cameron Maven
attention,
sit the
please.
bench here.
This change defensively for the Tigers.
So let's go to the replay ball and look at that one play here. There's Castro is at bat. So this was wasn't it? Wait, they called it a fielder's choice? Yeah, this is the play. Weird. Reaches first on a. Oh, I see. Yeah, my bad. I thought they called it an out. So this play here, this is what Kay was talking about, saying it was the worst decision he's seen them make. But I mean, truthfully, like, so if you pivoted the right way, like, the problem here is he should have turned this way, right? Just a quick jump, right? Just kind of a jump pivot, and you make that throw, and he's got that out. He turns the wrong way, and I know you're supposed to, they teach you to turn to the way you're going to throw. That's a rare instance where he should not have. He should have taken this ball, pivoted this way, and he's got the out. He has the out. It'd be really close, but he's got it. It's because of that right there. Look how much time it takes him from when he gets the ball to when he releases the ball. It's also a terrible animation. Like, he's fading away. I mean, what is happening? That's terrible. That animation should be pivot this way, and it's like you can't see me on camera, but I mean, you're not even having to wind up. It's a half throw. You're throwing it just from your elbow, right? So it's almost like you're just kind of pushing the ball, and he's got the out. Now, does he have a play at first base? He absolutely does. So if you're going to do that, forget it. Take the out. Plus, weren't there two out? Or there must have only been one out. But yeah, I mean, typically your other option is, if you're not sure, that you obviously have a very easy play at first base. This guy doesn't have a play, which is why he doesn't throw it. So yeah, that was a weird play. But they do happen. I mean, that stuff happens. I'm kind of glad to see it in a game that it's not always perfection from the AI. So, yeah. And again, I wonder, does that come down to like player IQ or something? Who is their second baseman today? Madrigal. He's an okay. And like, it'd be kind of cool if they showed you like an awareness rating or something, because that would be a really, really cool thing of like, oh, that was kind of a bonehead play. Or like you have maybe a player who's more focused on being flashy or something like that, Like NBA 2K's got some quirks like that, like, Showboat, or I forget what they're called, like some of the personality quirks they have. Oh yeah, man, I wish this game had the stuff that NBA 2K has. I wish 2K was still making baseball games. Their game was a little buggy for sure, but it had excellent presentation. And just thinking what it would be today, again, assuming that studio was able to keep pushing out. One of the reasons NBA 2K is such a good game, though, is that a lot of the folks that were on the NFL 2K game, when that game got canceled, they switched over to NBA 2K, because NBA 2K wasn't the game it is today back then, right? So, I mean, of course, just combining forces and things like that, but they've had a lot of people who've worked on a football game prior to joining NBA 2K. But definitely a great game. I still think it's the best sports game you can buy. I'm just not a huge basketball fan.
Now batting, left fielder, Eloy.
But if they had carryover saves, I'd be playing it just like this. I'd play absolutely. I would start it today. I wish I could get confirmation or something that like it would be in next year's game because I would start one right now. It'd be so fun. And I thought about just doing it, but I can't bear the disappointment of every year seeing that I played the whole season and it's not here. I've asked some people on that team when I went out there to cover NBA 2K a couple times with Operation Sports. And I flat out asked them that if they'd ever have carryover saves. I can't remember exactly who I asked, but I know I asked a couple people, and it didn't sound promising. Again, that was a few years ago. Just them kind of saying like, it's more complicated than I think most people realize, and it didn't sound like it was anything on the horizon. But then again, they could have just been smoke and mirrors too. So you know,
the right fielder, Nomar Mazara.
There we go. Jonathan Scope gets that ball, and the Tigers win. Yeah, the shuffle toss to second base there I think could be risky, especially him not being a great fielder. That'd be a cool animation if you had a really, really, really sharp middle infielder there or something like that. I mean, Madden I can live without having carryover saves because like you can still get a ton of seasons played. But yeah, 2K and NHL they really need it. I mean, it's necessary. It should be here in 2020. The challenging part, and I guess the scary part of playing every game this season is what if the PlayStation 5 has problems? The only year that this game had carryover save problems was the very first year they had it. On base percentage did not carry over. It was a statistic that it just imported batting average, so you had like a duplicate of batting average.
7 runs on 12 hits. No errors.
But since then it's been really good, knock on wood, and boy oh boy, I just hope it's not a problem.
For the White Sox, 2 runs.
So we talked about
no errors. They left 3 men on base.
Lots of hits and whatnot. Let's open up that calculator and see exactly what we're talking about here.
3 hours and 16 minutes.
I streamed today. That was fun.
Thank you for joining us here tonight. And we remind you to please.
So we're going to look at the Chicago White Sox first. My dog is just rearing up for this stream to end. She's so pumped. Hang on here, my phone is freaking out. Okay, there we go. So they had 30 at-bats. They only had 30 at-bats. Oh, I guess that's right. There were no hits in the 7th inning. So theirs going to be very low, obviously. They had no home runs. They had no flies. And 8 strikeouts. So theirs was, 136 and super low. So we just got very lucky today being able to shut down a first-place team. For the Tigers, we had a lot of hits today. 12 hits. Is it just the 1 home run? 1 home run. Another win for the Tigers, though. What was I looking at here? Sack flies, none. Strikeouts, 7. So we had a 407 batting average ball in play, but we had, Joe Adell had 4 hits today. We had a lot of just really solid contact. Some of that they were throwing a pitcher who was pretty slow. We're still one of the worst offensive teams in baseball, so I'm not too worried. It is something I'm keeping an eye on. Because, like I said, really, 5 was pretty tough. 6 could be too aggressive, but that's why I made some of those other changes. And so, put it at 5. If you have a good team, for sure, you need to put it at 5. I'm borderline. I'm right there. 5.5 might be decent. But again, it's going to impact some other things. But regardless, Daniel Norris gets his 6th win. Pitched really well. It could have been his best start. Just 1 hit, 1 earned run that came in after he was taken out. And bullpen does the job well enough to get the win for the Tigers. Just 2 walks. Looking back at the White Sox, they had a couple doubles, while the Tigers had just 1 double. And they took Gio Gonzalez out pretty early. Let's look at the rest here, because this tells us a little bit more about the story as well. 64% strikes. Our first pitch might be a little low. Yeah, 53. I kind of felt that way. White Sox 57 strike percentage and 56 first pitch. Okay, there's never has ever been an issue there. My dog is like pawing me. She just wants me to shut up and take her for a walk. So foul ball percentage 13% for Chicago, 17 for the Tigers. So again, there's nothing there that's troublesome. Swings and misses, they had pretty high, nothing too crazy, 33%. A little high. They had some weird swings out of the zone today. The Tigers, we had 26%. So again, right, if I lower contact, that number starts going through the roof, right? So it's, I don't know. I would probably lower solid hit contact before I did anything. But again, like I have power at 4, so like that might have me putting power back to 5, and it's a whole thing right now. So, but I'm keeping an eye on it. If there's a change to be made, it's probably something like that. And I really wish I tweeted out earlier too. I wish we had I wish the AI had a discipline slider because I would love to kick up the discipline slider. That would be really, really nice. I know, buddy. We're gonna go on a walk. It's true. Yep. I can confirm the rumors. She has her paw like on me, just staring at me. Like every time I talk and look away, she just starts pawing me. Like she thinks I'm talking to her. Um, but yeah, so with that said, now I have 2 paws on me. She's like Supermaning. All right, I know. But yeah, so we talked about a lot of stuff at the beginning of this stream. I would say if you did not catch that, definitely watch the beginning, kind of give a recap of all that's going on in the world of the Tigers here and all that's going to be kind of going on leading up to the trade deadline. There's a lot. So I don't know when I'm streaming next. It's just been kind of an unscheduled thing. But subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's going to be the best way because, again, if you watch these live, you watch them later. If you just kind of click through and watch different parts, that's totally cool. The whole idea behind these streams is helping people understand the sliders, perhaps understanding the game or even just the game of baseball. Really just talking shop more or less. So, but that's pretty much going to be it. Yeah. So yeah, we talked a lot of stuff today. I appreciate everybody chiming in. Subscribe to that YouTube channel. You can follow me on Twitter at MikeLowe47 and check out Sim Sports Gaming, especially our Discord. That's where all the action's happening kind of behind the scenes. So check that out. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you next time.